Model 60 today. Just finished one, so I'll quickly run through this before my battery dies out. And it's not that I really did it this fast, but there you go. Okay, the one thing about these Model 60s is the largest letterpress numbering machine you can get for character height. 7/32, just shy of a 1/4 inch. And the plunger is the spring is so hard, it's unbelievable to get it out and also put it back. And as you see, it wrestle. I eventually do get it every single time, but I'll tell you, it's the compressing of the spring. It's crazy. It has to be that way because it has to have that amount of torque to turn over the 5 wheels out of the 6. So it has to have the punch to be able to pop up. And that's when these get damaged, that shaft bends, the plunger goes down and it doesn't go back. It doesn't go up again. So that's what I believe the problem is with this. It's a bent shaft. You have to depress the plunger while you're sliding it to the left. Or I should say the right. It's held in by pins. I'll give that up for a sec. Take off the rest of the stuff. Take off the retaining pawl spring. Everything on this machine is pretty heavy duty. Slow it down a bit there, get things moving freely. There, okay, everything is moving freely. And I just gotta pull that plunger out. Come on. I do this every time. Okay, there you go. You'll see this. The size of the spring is pretty beefy. Okay, now pretty well easy. I'm pretty sure that this was a shaft. It was a bent shaft in it. And yeah, I had to pull it through. You can see it. It is bent. Oh yeah, like a banana. Okay, now I check all the wheels. Clean them all up. Dig out all the residue of the ink and that's been dry in between. Okay, so now I just go and clean the machine, and if I do, finish this, yeah, shaft's bent. Okay, now I just cleaned the machine. That's what I stopped and paused for. I set it out of the zeros, pick out all the dirt, and chip out all the dirt, I should say, from the dry ink and that. Make sure all the characters are high, no rounded edges. Yeah, that looks good. Cleaned and buffed it all up already. A little bit left. And that looks good. Oh, don't drop the pin and kind of grab at it fast. I've had it lodged many places. Okay, there's a low spot on one of the wheels. I put it up in the 100,000 range. Yeah, just on the edge of the 9, if I remember. Okay, just make sure it's the drop 0 when you're putting it. You're changing positions. So now, okay, I'm ready to put it all back together. And here I go. I've already checked the actuating pawl. Everything seems to be good. There. You have to position the unit retaining pawl on the unit wheel to do this because it's a spring tension. So you have to semi-align it, hold it into position, and then put the new shaft into it. And it is Finicky. See, I just dropped all the wheels. Okay, starting again. Okay. Okay, unit retaining pawl onto the unit wheel. And semi-align it up while I hold it. While I put the shaft in. Has to do a lot of wiggling around there. Never force anything. You have to force something there when you're using a tool other than your own strength, then you're going to have problems. Yeah, just keep rolling it around. It'll eventually countersink and get into the positions. Yeah. Yes, it's finicky. Just take your time. And one more. And there. Lined up. You see it sits flush with the inner frame there, this plunger. Put the shaft set screw into it. There you go, lock her down. And the retaining pawl springs have to be put on the back after you get the retaining pawl. Retaining pawl is into position. The unit one already has a spring of its own, so the actuating pawl spring is only 5 teeth, so it fits across the 5 open wheels. And I don't bend them, I'm just using it as leverage to wiggle them left and right so they move along the shaft. There. Line them up and position them in. Like I say, this is the largest type of letterpress machine. It's an Atlantic Model 60. Liebing has a Model 505, which is the same height. It's just shy of a 1/4 inch on standard letterpress. There are larger machines, but they normally have to destroy the presses to put them on now, the bed of the press. Yeah, that's perfectly in alignment. There you go. New shaft. Yippee-ki. Okay. Now, pawl spring. Sometimes they get bent out of whack, so we have to kind of straighten them. Well, this one here actually has 2 springs for the unit wheel and one for the tens position. So this is for the last 4. It's only 4 on this particular model. 4 teeth, or 4 combs as they want to call it. Comb spring. 3 screws, comb spring. Okay. Now attach those, and before you cinch them down, just take a good eye to make sure that the retaining pawls aren't sliding between the teeth or the comb. They should be pretty well centered straight onto it. Make sure you don't have the tens or the unit wheel retaining spring underneath the comb spring, or else it won't work either. So just gentleness, that's it. Take it easy. And align it with the base of the frame, then I tighten the screws. Make sure all of them line up perfectly. Alright. I give it a tiny cinch, a little bit more after. You see right there? I'm taking the retaining pawl spring on the tens wheel and moving it out of the way before I tighten it. Because if you tighten it, what will happen is the tens wheel just flies all over the place if it's behind the spring. So there you go, nice and swanky nice there. And this, getting close to the end of my battery, so here we go. We put the plunger back on, and I'm going to have a hard time to do this anyways. Let's hope I don't run out. Alright, you position the plunger pin inside the actuating pawl, and then you press the plunger, depress the plunger down as you push the end plate into the frame. And it looks like I might have it. Now you have to hold it down steady and hard to be able to put the screws in there, because there's that much torque in it. Okay. Am I going to do it? Let's see. Well, anyways, when I get it on and I put the screws there and I just run it over and do like I do on the other ones, set them all to 9s if it's a reverse machine, and then as it turns over, then I know it's working. Set them all to 5s and you're done. All right, thanks for watching. Put any remarks down below, and make sure you give a thumbs up and a like and so on, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.